I haven't done any sort of psychological videos in quite a while. It's partly because I haven't really been involved in um, thinking about psychology that much. I've been sort of focusing on trying to become a better violinist after leaving the instrument for a very long time. And because I like to focus on one thing, that kind of took up or takes up all my energy. Um, and I try not to um, think about other things unless they're sort of a pressing matter. So, but something did come up, and it has to do with my work, and um, it has to do with having an invisible disability or an invisible social disability, which isn't quite invisible. It's like almost invisible, but all it does is once in a while it becomes obvious that there's something, and then you find that people are staring at you, and you're like, well, yeah, this is just like how I am, and you know, um, I'm sorry, but don't know what to do. You know, if you need to look at me, I all I can tell you is, well, that's making me very uncomfortable. I'd rather you look somewhere else. No, no, I wouldn't be saying any of that. I did go so far as to say, well, I'm sorry, it's just who I am. But anyway, but to give a little bit more background, well, okay, this is what happened, and I suppose there are other factors at work, and I'm not really sure what they are, and I really don't want to have to ask anybody because I don't know, these kinds of other details are really meaningless to me. The only thing really meaningful to me about the whole thing is the threat. And I know I need to explain this better so I can uh, uh, portray what really happened. Okay, so I was at work and I was kind of aware that one person, okay, well, first of all, I work in a part of my job is in a very highly social environment. And it's a great strain on me because, since I have Asperger's, I'm not that social. So I have to like appear social and do a lot of things. And sometimes, um, especially if I'm tired, I just don't have the resources to cope. So anyway, so I'd had about 3 hours of sleep and I had to come in. And I noticed, I don't know, just the behavior of a couple of people there toward me, I think had changed or had worsened or something. And when I left, one of them was like, well, I tried to leave, and then she was like upset because I wasn't saying goodbye to the group. And saying goodbye to a group isn't really something I would do. Maybe unless I've been having like a big conversation with the whole group and I needed to excuse myself. I would certainly never, like, I don't have any problem with somebody leaving. If somebody just gets up and leaves, doesn't say goodbye, I don't even notice. I don't care. I'm sort of a do unto others as I would have them do unto me. So since I don't care, I'd rather that they just didn't care either. And I don't know why they care. I don't know what the social protocol is that makes this so important. Um, the level of salience is really pretty clear. It's that I do not have the same level of, I don't attribute the same level of salience to certain behaviors that other people do. So anyway, um, I don't know. I think this person had been in a bad mood, appeared to be in a bad mood for several weeks, and I don't know anything about what's going on with it. I don't know, like, if I did something that's causing her to have a bad mood. I don't know. And I really don't want to have to ask. Um, I wouldn't, I don't know. It's just, I don't feel like I really did anything at all to deserve this negative attention. And, it's so funny because it goes right back to my past. Like, why do I specifically receive so much negative attention? And it's, like I've explained, I believe it's due to Asperger's. I believe it's due to my behavior just being subtly different than other people's generally is. And the social disability just kind of shows through the cracks no matter what I do. I can cover pretty well, but not entirely. So I'd had about 3 hours of sleep. I got up and I was going to go to the next part of my work, and I received this indignant complaint from this woman who, I mean, I thought she was a pretty nice woman actually initially, and I don't know what I have done to cause her to change her demeanor toward me. Um, and as I say, I don't want to have to ask. Uh, I, it, and the thing is, I can't in good conscience, this is what it is. I can't in good conscience really change my behavior regarding like leaving. Okay, so when I come in, I will say hi. If I catch somebody's eye, I will say hi. I feel like that's, a protocol. I have to obey that. But the leaving thing doesn't seem to be very important to me. I wouldn't be noticing them leaving, and as I said, so the salience is an issue, and I feel that I'm not being genuine. If I go and I deliberately, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, deliberately catch the eye of everybody in the room and say, goodbye, I'm leaving now. um, that's not viable. That's just not something I can gear myself up for every single day or every day that I'm there. Um, I don't know. It's like I'm there. I'm already maxed out on the social parameter, just absolutely maxed out. And then I have this. And then I think what really bothers me underneath it all is that I feel that there's a threat. And I feel that that threat is going to undermine me, that somebody's going to buy into the threat, like higher ups are going to buy into this threat, and they'll start thinking that I'm not a good employee or something because maybe somebody has complained that I'm not friendly enough. And I I don't know. I mean, it's just a very touchy kind of a situation. Like, at what point should I try to explain? Like, for example, should I explain to this woman that I have a social disability and that I really can't help it, and that sometimes I just am going to come across strangely, and maybe try to remind her that she may have seen children who've been bullied in school because their behavior was different or something like that. And what happens when these people grow up? Well, they're like me. Hopefully they're able to be employed, and they have to manage just like I do. I've learned to manage, and it's led to my being employed for most of my life, and I'm proud of that. I want to be an employee. I want to be a good employee, and I really try. I make an effort to do that. And I make an effort to go in there with a good attitude, and I do. I think I listen to people. If somebody's telling me something, I really am interested. I really want to hear. I really want to help the people engaging with. I try to be genuine about that and be helpful. And for some reason, this has come up, and it's that feeling of threat that's so pervasive and so scary. Um, it's that old feeling of in school when kids would notice I was different, I was going to be bullied, and what was going to happen? Well, at that time when I was that young, I really thought they might kill me. That was the fear, that I was going to be killed for being different. And I think that's a pretty basic fear because, if you look at it evolutionarily, yeah, in tribes, in packs of animals, if something was deemed different, it was deemed bad, and it was something that you should get rid of. Okay, and I think I have to try to make sure that I don't, buy into that mentality, because I mean, I've been sitting here all day trying to do things and feeling severely threatened. I was trying to practice, and I was like, I'm threatened. I'm scared. I've got a level of fear now that I wasn't carrying around just because this stuff happened. Um, so I don't know. That's just what I wanted to describe, and I just want to confirm that there isn't really anything wrong at this point. It's just what transpired, and it's a sort of a temporary mood effect that happened because of what happened at work. And these things kind of happen, and generally they pass. And I really want to look at it constructively. And if something comes up where I feel I have to explain myself, um, due to Asperger's or due to, being bullied when I was young or whatever it is, or due to just being me, um, I would do that because I would never go around trying to do this kind of thing to somebody else. It's just like anathema to me. So I don't know. I mean, if I do that, I'd feel extremely guilty, like I'd been a very, very bad person. But I gather other people don't feel that way, and they have these protocols. All I can say is protocols that I don't understand, can't comply with, and that's just about it. Anyway, thank you for listening. I hope I was able to describe this somewhat, and that some people out there who might have gone through the same thing may find it interesting. Bye-bye for now.